today we're looking at Kandua, the rebrand of ID Work in South Africa. It's another two-sided platform in the home improvement on demand market. And right, let's start running through it. So the value proposition, they very much focus on this vetted and reviewed professional for household needs. So the professionals are vetted, they're reviewed, the professionals only come on because they're recommended by either a customer or another professional. So this whole idea is there to sort of solve the worry that people are going to be buying a lemon. That's the idea. The other set of and so the customers, again, this is seems to be a mass market play. Majority is homeowners. I saw some evidence looking at the pictures that some of the tradespeople had put up, that they were doing work for SMEs or apartment owners, who were sort of putting in stainless steel kitchen plumbing and fire hydrants, that sort of thing. So I think it's a slightly wider thing. But the other market is the professionals delivering household tasks, and what they're offering here very much to them is more customers, more work. So it's very much, okay, our marketing is better than yours, and we can deliver you a constant stream of leads for 30 Rand plus per lead. Got no transparency on the cost per lead beyond on that. Gut feeling is it probably varies by category, looking at their sophistication. I don't think it will vary that much more. What I did is I applied for a job. I think it was a plumbing job, and they got 4 pricing tiers for plumbing, starting at below 1,000, 2 middle tiers, and then over 10,000. So basically, I'd imagine the lead cost will be a percentage or a fixed price relative to the approximate value of the job. So a 1,000 Rand job will be 30 Rand, and then upwards. That is speculation. I wasn't able to become a tradesperson and get more data than that, and there was nothing obviously available on the web after a bunch of searches. So one of the nice things that they do is they give each tradesman a mini website for them to have a portfolio, a bunch of photos. Let me just show this if I can. Where is it gone? No, I've lost it. Bugger. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Let me bring it onto the screen. So there we go. So we got so we can go in, and we got these mini profiles, nice photos showing the quality of the work, call out fee, previous customers, and you've got all these what's it? Are they delivering on the value proposition of more customers, better work? I think probably not. They're not getting the number of customers. The marketing probably isn't working. So February 16th, October 18th, September, August, June. So people are getting 2 or 3 quotes, 2 or 3 jobs a month. If they're quoting, Kandua is saying they're sending out 5, introducing 5 people for every quote. He's either got a pretty low win rate, but given that he's on lots of 5s, you think, and he's got lots of reviews, and he's one of the higher rated things. It suggests that the conversion rate into Kandua by customers that Kandua marketing isn't that successful, or it's only capturing a small share of the market. Again, that's a position, but that's roughly what I'm feeling. Or their testimonial process isn't really working. It's not automated, and certainly I've seen some people complaining that Kandua go in and they delete the negative reviews because they presumably because that they feel that is a reflection on their brand and their success of a company. So yeah, so what their claim is, we are giving you vetted and reviewed professionals, so anybody on Kandua is good. So the problem with that is anybody who is bad, yeah, reflects badly on Kandua and hurts the Kandua brand. Yeah, so this is one of the problems with going for a curation approach. Where are we going? So this is back to here. Honestly, price quality speed triangle, I have no idea. They seem to be stuck in the middle, maybe thinking about it that they're focusing a bit more on price because they're claiming the professionals are reviewed for quality and they're vetted and reviewed. Yeah, should push it more to quality, and yeah, I think that's right. Customer relationship pretty much low touch. They've tried to automate everything. I don't think it's really worked. The website seems a bit clunky, but I haven't seen the app in detail. I don't have Android. Channels, wow, they got much better PR. I think a lot of it's more for ID work, but there's still, I think, a lot of space to go in getting link backs and stuff into all the local posts and magazines. And also they've done a fair amount of SEO. They claim that they give people more professionals more work by being SEO number one. I looked for plumbers in Midrand and they were number 4, and definitely they're getting hurt by the new Google boxes trying to give people the answers to their questions and stop people going directly to websites like Kandua. So that hurts. And then they got the web and the app. Right, where are we? Paying for lead, I've spoken a little bit about. So very much they are totally driven by the number of customers who are coming in. So if they're getting five leads per, or 1 lead, it goes to 5 quotes. So they're making 150 rand plus per customer who says that they want a job. So probably 150 to 500 rand. So you can work the numbers back of how many customers you need to come to the website, what your conversion rate, and so on. Probably with an Alexa paid account, you can probably figure out their traffic number and their conversion rates. So there is there anything else on the revenue side? I could not see anything at all. Certainly, just thinking about the channels, I very much doubt that they can afford a pay-per-click strategy of advertising on Google or Facebook to generate customers with that. I think it a little bit depends on the South African market. So that's the customer facing side. So the key resources, they've got this pool of recommended professionals. Again, I think it's a relatively light pool, because if we go back down to say, so this is, we're looking up here, plumber, Midrand, and honestly I haven't got a clue what Midrand is, but each of them are covering relatively large areas. So that he's covering the whole of Johannesburg. Vincent Kirk, I haven't looked at before. How do I look at him? View profile. He's covering pretty much the same same area. And again, these are all guys in 2018. So I think they're probably pretty much 10 to 20. That when it's a pop-up should be up in the middle, and it should be really dynamic. Should ask a question. What's your plumbing problem? How can we help you today? What do you need solved? How urgent is it? Rather than get quotes. It's like generic and boring. So yeah, so relatively small pool of tradesmen, I think, and they've tried to go up the quality chain with them. But I do really like the fact, and I think that this is a real resource, is that they've got all these reviews. And I think when somebody else starting, this is a great source of getting a spider and going through. Can you match Kagiso Malangu with somebody else, and then you can scrape all these off. So these are quite vulnerable, which is quite cool if you're a competitor. Not so good if you're Kandua. Right there. I don't think the tech stack is a great strong resource, and it's meant to be a great place to work, but they don't pay very well. So still startup mode. Yeah, so they're still struggling a little bit there. The key activities: professional vetting. They're using a company called MIE, which is background finger checking. So that's got to come at a fairly high cost. I don't know how much the screening is going to cost. They've probably got some deal. When I've done that in Malaysia, that's been $50 to $100 per person, and I think that's important to screen out the criminal element, and it possibly gives a lot of confidence and security to the customer base, the people who are prepared to pay to 5,000, 10,000 rand for this. Who do you know who's coming into your house? How do you address that? So I think that was a good call, but again, it limits the pool of recommended professionals, because they're relatively expensive to get on, which then limits the number of good quotes that you can give to the customers, which then limits the number of conversions that you get. So is possibly a problem with the workforce not having enough money. The snowball isn't large enough to be moving under its own momentum there. The other partner that they got is Leroy Merlin, which is a hardware store, DIY store. I think that again is a really good idea, and I don't know exactly how it works. Leroy Merlin are acting as a channel, so people who come in and buy stuff meant to be referred to a tradesperson to install the stuff. Yeah, I've seen the promotional stuff when they announced it. No idea how that works. I mean, the way that I'd be tending to work it is I get 2 to 3 different hardware stores and basically say, okay, can you give a discount to our Kandua workers? You show a Kandua card. What's it? So it's sort of a 5% discount. The guy's getting cheaper equipment, components to be putting on customers' jobs. So he tends to use the store more often. It helps with the price reduction for his work on and off Kandua, and so that gives him a slight competitive advantage and helps to compensate for the cost per lead, making Kandua a bit more competitive. I've got no idea if they can do that. I didn't see anything, so that's a free bonus idea. And then finally, Kandua just do not own the process lead to end to end. They are very much a lead generation company. They're relying on the PR, the SEO. I think possibly more of the SEO than anything else. And I think my feeling,
I mean, this just wouldn't work in North America because the market is way more sophisticated. But the SEO is good enough to be giving them enough traffic going through each day and enough leads and stuff from Leroy Merlin. But what they do once they get the leads, it very much seems to be, okay, you pay for the lead, and I do not know how the tradesman pays for the leads. That does not seem to be publicly available. I imagine it's got to be some sort of card. No idea of the processor. It's all hidden way in the back end. And then once it is paid, they've paid for the lead, or they've paid for the package of leads, then the customer they're given the customer's WhatsApp number, and it works through that way. So when I put a quote in, or so when I made a request for plumbing in Kuala Lumpur, so 3 people are going to be paid 30 rand or whatever to WhatsApp me in Malaysia on a no hope job. They'll have paid their in. They're then given my WhatsApp details, and then they'll connect with me and take it forward. And by that point, Kandua is totally out of the picture. And unlike other people, they don't care. They don't seem to care about the quality of what's happening at the far end. So if the workman does a bad job, that's just tough. They're putting their quality management right at the front end of the value proposition, cost structure, marketing, and the pro vetting, plus the tech stack. The tech stack, don't know how it works at the back end. It doesn't feel like it's that sophisticated. I think you could do this, what they're doing, with a WordPress website, with a fairly simple database and some scripting. You could even do it just simply with the database and an Excel spreadsheet in the background and doing it manually. That's good enough. It would be for an MVP. They're not that far beyond that. But they've been going for 5 years, so I imagine that there it is a little bit more sophisticated, but it's going to be cobbled together and a bit rickety because they haven't had the cash in to make it super sophisticated. Right, marketing, pro vetting. So I think that's it. Any questions, give me a shout.